What's up, and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking about 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. This is season 6, episode 12, and the title of this episode is Bubble Baths and Family Wraths. In this video, we're going to be talking all about Elizabeth and Andre, but before we get started, my besties, do me a big favor and give this video a big thumbs up, share, subscribe, plus hit that bell so you will be notified on all future uploads coming from this channel. Also, I have my handy dandy phone here. I will be reading from my notes. That's just how I get down here. That's how I roll. So that way I can stay on topic and get all these points out that I want to discuss in regards to these two in this episode. So it is the day of the family reunion. Libby says now after the fight at her Aunt Sue's house, everyone came to this agreement to move on, adding that this is the one time that her father can show them off to everyone in the family and say how amazing his kids are, with the exception of Charlie. Now, see, Libby is just as shady as Andre, and no wonder Andre feels so comfortable with bad-mouthing her siblings because, I mean, look at her talking bad about her own brother. And also, who does she think she is? Who does she think her family is? Like, does she think they're the Kardashians or something? They come off thinking that they're better, and I just really don't like that. Now, moving on, Rebecca exposes Elizabeth in front of Andre. Definitely, I'm sure they did it on purpose. She's like, how are things going with your babysitter? So we all know that Jen recommended her babysitter to Elizabeth because Elizabeth was saying she needed so much help in balancing working from home, and plus being with their baby full time now that Andre is working. So, you know, she expressed that to her sister. Her sister is like, look, I have a babysitter. You can go ahead and hire her to come in and help you out. But Elizabeth, of course, expresses to her sister that I can't do that because Andre is just not with it. He's not with me having a babysitter. And fast forward, this is where he had no clue because she went ahead, Elizabeth, behind his back, listening to her sister, and didn't tell him that she has hired this babysitter. So he finds out at the reunion, not from Elizabeth, his own wife. He hears it from Rebecca, and I would definitely say that they did that on purpose. They knew that was supposed to be kept a secret. So Andre, he gets furious, and he storms off. He storms off because he says that they had an agreement to bring his parents to Florida to help them. And I'm like, what? Like, how is that going to work? You're bringing your parents here permanently? Or just to help for a few weeks and then they have to go back home? Like, how's that helping her when she works every day? So I don't know how that's supposed to work. I think the whole problem is that at this family reunion, nobody was eating. They were only drinking. That's always going to be the problem. They need to have some food, I would say, to absorb all of the wine that they were drinking. It was just a hot mess. I don't know what type of family reunion that was, with no music, no food, only wine. Now, Andre is sitting with Chuck and Chuck's sister, trying to kiss their behinds. Once they get back to the house, because Chuck's sister is like, you know, we're going to have an after party at my house. I have food and snacks and all this stuff for everyone there, cake and all that. So, yeah, they go over to the house once they get back, and Andre, he ends up challenging Rebecca's husband, Thomas, to a game upstairs. And, of course, Chuck tags along. He ends up tagging along. Now, Chuck tells Andre that he bought a property. And how this kind of started was Thomas, Rebecca's husband, and Andre are playing this game. And Chuck is like, yeah, you know, you really have proven yourself, and saying all this stuff to him, and I'm just so appreciative to you. And Andre is like, you know what? It doesn't matter about the drama. What is the drama without family? Something stupid he says. And so then Chuck proceeds to say that he bought this property. He goes on to say that he wants to teach him how the business goes and then to split the profits. This is music to Andre's ears. Rebecca's husband then leaves, goes downstairs, and informs everyone downstairs what Chuck has said to Andre. Then that's when Elizabeth's sisters, they all bum rush up there to confront Andre. They're like, he's a snake. He's trying to manipulate our father, while our father, take advantage of our father while he's been drinking. But really, Andre was playing the game with Thomas. He hadn't said anything. Chuck is the one who opened his mouth and was saying all these things to Andre. So nothing is resolved. And at this point, Chuck checks out, and there goes Andre running up behind him, running up after him. So I just really felt like this episode was hilarious to me because, number one, I don't really know who Elizabeth thinks she is. Again, like I always say, I really do feel like they're just up here because her words when they got there was like, we're doing this for my dad because I'm sure my dad wants to show us off, like show how great or amazing his kids are. And it's like, I don't know. It just comes off like they have this air that they are better. And we all know that this family has mugshots. They definitely have a past. So, they're not better than anyone else. Of course, we all make mistakes. But I'm just saying, like, humble yourself. Like, you are not the end all be all. So just stop. But, that was one of the things that I realized, that it was like she really thinks that her family is just up here and everybody else is just like down here. Then another thing was definitely Rebecca. She definitely did that because she wanted Andre to get upset, and she wanted him to make a fool of himself by causing a scene in front of the family so then the family could see him in a bad light. And so I definitely feel like her bringing up the fact that Elizabeth hired the babysitter was intentional to get a rise out of Andre. Definitely, for sure. Definitely trying to sabotage there, because I'm sure since Rebecca wasn't even there when Elizabeth presented that to Jen. So I'm sure when Jen talked to Rebecca, she told her, I told Libby to get a babysitter and not tell Andre because he won't allow her. And like, I'm sure they had a whole gossiping session and talked all about it. So, I don't know. I just feel like this family is a hot mess. All of the unnecessary drama. Surprisingly, there wasn't much drama between Andre and Charlie, but I'm sure that's definitely coming because, like I said, I feel like at this point, these two are really going to need to fight. They're going to need to fight to just go ahead and get it on over with because it's just too much going on. Too much anger, too much frustration. So I really want to hear your thoughts on this whole family reunion that wasn't really a family reunion. All they were doing was just drinking wine because, like I said, I didn't see any food on the table. There wasn't a DJ. People were mingling, but even little Ellie was drinking. And I'm sure it wasn't wine. She probably had some water, but it was hilarious seeing her even say cheers to a family member. I thought it was so flipping hilarious. But again, like I said, I'm very curious to know your thoughts all about 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After. This is season 6, episode 12. Again, the title of this episode is Bubble Baths and Family Rafts. We talked all about Elizabeth and Andre in this episode. So comment down below your thoughts. Give this video a big thumbs up. Share, subscribe, plus hit that bell so you will be notified on future uploads coming out this week. I am a little bit behind, but the videos are going up. So you all make sure if you don't receive a notification just to check back in with me this week and weekend. So I hope all of you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.